Hi guys, welcome to the Savvy Money Show with me, your host Sean. Today we're discussing Tesla and NIO. I've discussed them both in the past and I'm giving you my reasons now. The thing is, if you speak to anyone who's a Tesla shareholder, they are ardent that Tesla is going to skyrocket. Well, it has already, but it's going to carry on. And that there's no other company in the world. Now, I do believe Tesla is the future, but I think the way their view is jaded is kind of history repeating itself, and they are kind of hypocritical, because when they was buying into Tesla, they was being criticised by all the other analysts who are saying, no, Tesla don't even provide a car at this stage, they're too much in debt, haven't even got a factory. You know, the CEO wants to go to the moon before and go to Mars before he can build a car. They're building rockets, not cars. Now, the thing is, and now they're coming out with, there's no one who can challenge Tesla. There's plenty of EV car providers out there. There's a few who are already autonomous, who have done things that Tesla have tried and failed at. Not just NIO, but others as well. So I think it's fairly hypocritical. Times when I've wanted to go into Tesla, I've been put off by the attitude of some Tesla stockholders. And I don't regret that, not going in. I have a minor share in them, purely, and I have an ETF that has shares in them. But the fact is, when you're of the mindset that everyone else is wrong and I'm right, then no one's going to take you seriously. At the moment, all the institutional investors have pulled out of Tesla. Now that should send off warning signals to at least take some profits. I'm not saying pull all your money out of it, but at least take some profits from it. Now, I'm not saying don't buy into them. I'm just saying that the people who invested in Tesla are investing in NIO. Look at other alternatives and think about it as well. That you have Jim Cramer who are saying, treat yourself, go for Tesla, because he loves American companies, and I don't begrudge him that. I love UK companies, and he doesn't like Chinese companies, and I understand why. But NIO is a brilliant company. They've done in less time than what took Elon Musk to do. They've done it. They've set up a highway of battery swapping technology. They've got autonomous driving over the cloud. They've got the EV cars up and running. And they've taken the Chinese share, Tesla. Now, their earnings was a mixed bag, purely because the first quarter overlapped his first quarter. But that was because of COVID-19. They made... they beat the analyst earnings per share, but at the same time, they should have sold more. Now, NIO has a pact with Intel, and they use a Bosch electric motor and Panasonic lithium battery. It's the same battery that Tesla was using before they started producing their own. So I see them is in the same phase as Tesla was 2 to 3 years ago. Only a lot cheaper than Tesla was 2 to 3 years ago. And you can, sorry about this, you can see how they are like this because of their debt. But a lot of their debt is going to be written off in a deal that is going to happen soon. And I know what you're saying, oh, but that deal hasn't happened yet. But it's been agreed. When they make the new company, it's going to happen. I'm hoping that it doesn't happen. That, as I said before, company from the West like Ford's or GM come to their senses and ask for a licensing deal for Europe and America, or that they take them over, because it would be worth them doing it. They have $8 billion, and their market cap at the current share price is $4.2 billion. So buy them out. So they could buy them out, let them. So they could buy them out with half of the money they got from the bonds they sold the Fed, still have $4 billion left over, let them operate in China, free of any oversight, as a subsidiary. Now, they could even pay off the debt and still have a couple of billion left. Just purely to buy the tech off them and have, in an instant, their electric vehicle market sorted. That's the one thing that's holding Ford and GM back, the electric vehicle market. And it's the one thing they're going to need to be a company of the future. It's one thing keeping the share price down. So I think now would be the time to get it. But I understand them wanting to conserve their cash. And sorry about that. I understand them wanting to conserve their cash, and Ford and GM during this time. But at the same time, I think they should get off their backside and look into it. It doesn't have to be NIO. There's loads of other companies over there. We saw with Amazon looking into taking over Zoox. Now, we need to. Now, the thing is that people in NIO, they are believers just like Tesla. Only when Tesla guys went in, when the people went into Tesla originally, they're like, no, I think this company can do that, this company can do that. But at the same time, they're not as conceited as some of the people in Tesla are. I mean, I had one of them say to me before, you're looking at Tesla like a businessman, like you're picking stocks. And I'm thinking, because that's what I am doing. That's what anyone should be doing. You shouldn't look at any stock like you love the stock, purely because if you do that, if the stock starts dropping, you'll keep buying it up, looking at the dollar cost average, rather than looking at the warning signs. Look at what happened with Barings Bank. That's what happened there. Now, if you are looking at it like a stock, now you can ignore its PE ratio, you can ignore its high valuation, considering it wasn't making a profit until recently. You can ignore a lot of stuff because it's a growth stock. But you can't tell me not to look at it from a business point of view and not to look at it like a person picking stocks, because that's all we are doing. It is a business at the end of the day. It may be what they call a green business, or a business that helps save the earth, and I get that. I own an electric car. I'm very green minded. However, you need to have a business mind when you're going into picking stocks. You have to have a plan. If you don't have a plan, you'll get crucified at some point. You have to have an entry point and an exit point. If you're just going to sit there and let your stock sit there and ride it out, you'll be riding it until it hits the bottom. Not every stock that starts off small ends up to growing to Amazon, Google or Apple. You have to have realistic expectations. Yes, NEO could end up becoming a stock that goes bankrupt, like so many before them. But what people don't realise is that one good thing about Tesla is they have started a... We need to look at these stocks realistically. I think NEO have an amazing technology. I've done an in-depth talk about it before, how their salespeople are like Tesla salespeople. That when people are saying, oh, I don't know whether to have a 75 or 85 battery, because if I need a long journey, saying to them, get a 75. Whenever you're going on a long journey, you can use the battery swapping technology. You pre-order it for a month and then we'll switch it out, and that way you'll see the difference. Same as Tesla was saying with the autonomous driving. Don't bother about autonomous driving permanently. What you do is whenever you're going on a long road trip, you can hire it for a month. You'll see how good it is, and then you might want to keep it permanently. And it's the same similar sort of thing. So don't discredit NEO just because they're Chinese, just because they're a low price, just because they have high debt. These things can be handled. Remember, a few years ago, Tesla was in the same position. I'm not saying they're going to grow to be the same size as Tesla, because for a Chinese company to move outside of China is a huge stumbling block, especially now. But it can be done. And I think a tie-up with a European or an American company will make that happen. More likely now a European company than an American company while Trump is in the chair, but you never know. It won't be there forever. Anyway, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you've enjoyed any of today's entertainment. It helps. The like button helps with the YouTube algorithm getting video out to more people. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And by the way, this isn't me bashing Tesla stockholders. As I said, I own stock in there. It's just I own stock in both of them because I believe in both of them. It's just me saying how it's a bit hypocritical how a majority of them tend to be it's a bit hypocritical how some of them tend to be ours is the best, nothing else can compare, nothing else can challenge us, when that's the way other companies treated them when they first went into Tesla. And it just beggars belief, really. But people are entitled to their own opinion. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below. I'll respond to them. You can converse with me. I'd rather that than you go away angry or just tap dislike and unsubscribe. I'd rather have a debate. And I'll see you in the next video.